People in the music industry do not have this set up for themselves. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me for this week's video, which is creator finance must-haves. I'm going to be talking through 5 meaty options in terms of different income streams I think creators should have, in order to remain profitable. But before we jump into things, what I need from you is that SLC. Hit subscribe, like, comment, and more importantly, hit the notifications bell to stay in touch with the new videos that I have up and coming. All right, so let's just jump right into things. Point number 1 is to offer a subscription or community-based solution such as Patreon or Discord. I actually use both of these. Patreon most recently offering a way to offer free services to people and have them be part of your membership base, and you can also control which types of posts that those free members see. I love this option because I can continue to build a community around the service and also acclimate people to Patreon so they can see what types of posts I got going on, which ones I'm offering for free versus the ones that they need to unlock with a subscription. So it's kind of like, I've said this to a lot of different people, I view my Patreon as a Netflix for all things Demuir. Whereas with Discord, I offer pretty much just a place for a community to connect and learn different things. Like, I've learned some pretty cool things in the community myself. So even though it's my own platform and it's absolutely free for anyone who wants to join, like, the information that people share there is amazing, and we're all adding value to each other in our production journey and creator journey as well. So I love these 2 solutions and highly recommend you have them in your arsenal. And point number 2, most obvious, is to offer some sort of merch as you build your community. There's so many cool solutions out there. I personally use Printful and Shopify because I find with Printful, I can easily design something and, go from concept to execution straight away and easily connect it to purveyorunderground.com, which is my label's website, and also host, gig dates that I have going on. So it's pretty cool to have that option available to people. Like, you might not sell a crazy amount of merch, but it really depends on where your creativity goes and what you want to offer to people above and beyond hats and t-shirts, for example. Like, I offer digital downloads, sample packs, offers for people to purchase, special designs coming off of a release and a limited edition t-shirt, things of that nature. So it's just another good way to diversify what you're offering to your community. And point number 3, probably seen this in my other videos, but it's absolutely necessary, especially if you're in music, to have some sort of publishing and licensing set up in order to continue getting revenue from your music, whether it's streamed on another platform or music purchased from a downloadable site like Beatport. It's important to have these things in play because you just never know who's going to be playing your music or where it's going to be played at as you continue to add to your content. So I find these vehicles extremely important, and it's such great passive income where once you produce a song and put it out and it gets on TV, in those rare instances, that immediately becomes a sync licensing opportunity that's available to you, and it just accumulates as you go with time here in building a substantial catalog for yourself. So vitally important. I tell people this all the time, and I'm amazed at how many people in the music industry do not have this set up for themselves, and they're regularly producing music and releasing music as well. So make sure you got your publishing in place, and make sure you have very clear terms as to how you'd like to approach licensing should another label reach out and want to put it out on a compilation, for example. Point number 4, I would say this one is a necessity over time. So as you're building your platform, it's important to have some sort of label revenue set up. And it's also a good way to put out, projects that you're unable to sign with other labels. To me, I'm at a stage in my career where I say 95% of everything I create is mine to keep. And I'll work with very select few labels that I think, where I have good business relationships with, and I regularly get a statement on how my music is performing. And as well, to be frank, they have a pretty good presence within the industry. So keeping all that in mind, if I'm keeping most of my stuff and putting it on my own label, whether it's Purveyor Underground on the digital side or Purveyor Underground Limited on the vinyl side, it just works for me. And it's a solution I think creators in the music industry need to think about and make sure they have that in mind at some point in the future. I know there's a lot of other record labels out there, but the point is here that the technology, especially with social media being offered today, people really can design their music palette and take it wherever they go quite readily. So it's important to be able to have some sort of label presence if you're into this for the long term. Not necessarily for everyone, but definitely an income stream to consider. And last but not least, point number 5, I'm going to call this repurposed assets. And what I mean by this is, let's say you develop a track and you released it a long time ago, but there's some pretty cool sounds in there that you can pull from to add to a sample pack, for example. That's an example of repurposed assets. The other thing is, and I'm sure many creators in music have experienced this, is when they develop sketches and they haven't finished the song and they're not doing anything with it. Well, this is an opportunity to actually finish the song or repurpose it for a remix that you've been commissioned to complete, or vice versa. I've been in this position where I've done a remix, the label turned it down or just fell through for whatever reason, and I have that sketch sitting there, provided I'm not using any of the sounds or very obvious hooks. If there is a vocal from the original track that I was remixing, I'll leverage that idea for an original idea or for something else. Everything is an asset to me. If you're going to spend the time in your studio cranking stuff out, you got to make sure you're exhausting every potential nook of revenue from that. So that's what I mean by repurpose assets. We all have these opportunities as creators, and I don't think a lot of us actually take advantage of that particular scenario. So look at what you got and repurpose the assets. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on creator finance must-haves. Let me know what you think about this one, or if you got any other questions or comments, would love to hear from you. I usually jump in a conversation within 48 hours of posting these videos, so I love to hear what you think. Much love and respect to you. Peace.